So there's the shelter, there's the privy, and here's my camp. I was up at 6:30 this morning and it was still raining. I was very disappointed, but it slacked off around 7:30. It's 8 o'clock now. Just everything seemed to take longer this morning. Making coffee, stuffing everything into the pack. Tried to do as much as I could before I put on my wet pants, but then whenever I did, it wasn't that bad. I think they had warmed up being next to me. Last night was special because I ate 2 dinners. I made my beans and rice early, and then going through my food bag to get my snacks for today, I realized, oh, I have this lentils, kale, walnut dinner that the lady from Lady and the Tramp gave me. Although she corrected me and said Luna the dog is the lady. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. That was delicious, and I slept like a baby, and I expect that extra fuel to help me keep going today. But now it's time to put this wet tent on my pack. Rolled up my tent, and it is heavy and it is wet, but the Tyvek did its job. The bottom of my tent was completely dry. It was drier than the inside of my tent. This is the last trip for this Tyvek. It will be retired whenever I get home, and I will be getting a new piece for the next hike. This was my water source last night. It's an artisan spring. So cold, clear water's just bubbling up from the ground. And it was raining, so I did not want to sit here filtering water. So I just filled up my bottles. I'm sure I will be fine. But if you don't see any more videos, you know I died. These bog bridges are great for keeping you up out of the mud. They protect the trail from erosion, people tearing it up. But they are slicker than snot whenever they get wet. So my feet aren't dry, but they are warm. So I'll figure out if I can get across without re-soaking them, or if I'll just wade across and keep from slipping and soaking the rest of me. All right, I was able to make it across these rocks, which means I can still feel my toes for a little while longer. I am in a good mood today. I've got pine needles. Everything's still wet, but the trees kind of quit dripping. So I took the rain cover off, hoping that some socks might dry. I have one fresh, clean pair of socks in reserve in case I can't get laundry done at Abol Bridge. And it's cool. Trail's been chill. A little muddy. My feet are wet. That's cool because they were wet yesterday too. Made it across there without re-soaking my feet. And then they have steps for us. Now we just got to get them to start putting in bridges. It's 11:30. The trail crosses right over here. But there's a bridge right over here over Katahdin Stream, emptying out Katahdin Lake. And I'm gonna eat lunch. And I'm tempted to try to get stuff out to let it dry because the sun's trying to come out. And this is Wiz. He's here with me. Katahdin Lake. Halfway sure I said it right. There is still so much water flowing from that rain yesterday, all night and this morning. My feet are halfway, well, they're only damp now. Gonna see how long I can make that last today. I'm trying to make miles today. Look how big these blueberries are, and they are thick. Came from there. Again, trying to do big miles. The trail throws stuff like this at us. According to my guide, somewhere over there I can see Katahdin. It should be over that way. And nothing over there looks all that impressive. Oh well, I'll see it whenever I get closer. I got one more little peak to go over. And Nesta bumped it, something like that. I'll look it up by the time I get there. Well, I already got water at the last stream, but now I'm going up the Nessa to Bunt Mountain, 7/10 of a mile to the peak, and 710 foot of elevation gain. Is that a big deal? No. I was kind of looking forward to cruising, and I'm a little bit tired, but it's not a big deal. I'm not complaining. Trail's slick, roots and rocks, but I'm not complaining. Coming up from down there, had a couple of good climbs. It's really not that bad. I'm just tired. I'm gonna go check out this view. Miss Happy says that I'm not gonna really get to see Katahdin. I'll get to see the edges. Just for me. All right, that's Katahdin. There's one edge. There's the other edge. Doesn't look so tough. Nice view though. All right, I get to go down the mountain and like 6 miles to a shelter. All right, it's 3:15. I've got a little over 6 miles to where I was wanting to camp, but I've got some downhill and some pine needles. I'm ready to do this without falling and busting my butt. Pretty sure this is the beginning of the Rainbow Stream Cascades. And I'm gonna need some water here pretty soon, but not right away. It's 5:15, and I could stay at that shelter. There was actually room in there, but it's a few more miles to a campsite. I want it's a few miles between me and that grill tomorrow. Need to get the tent out to dry anyway. And those miles don't look like they're very tough, except for these rocks right here. This is Rainbow Lake. I think I've seen ponds bigger than this. And there's the headwaters of Rainbow Stream. See that root? It's real slick. And if you're not paying attention, you'll go into that mud puddle right there. Yeah. Okay, this is Rainbow Lake. The other was just the dead waters downstream. There's a little bit of fog or haze coming off of it, you can see. And I'm at the campsite I was aiming for. There's a spring for fresh water, but I wasn't the only person to think to come here. Trail maintenance crew is here, plus a whole bunch of others. So I'm going to be scrounging to find a spot to lay down. I'm going to do so, get some water. They've already got a fire going in the fire pit. But make my dinner and plan to get up tomorrow. So last night, this place was full, and I decided to cowboy camp. You can see my tent still soaked. And whereas it wasn't fun finding a spot, there was 2 tents over here, and made friends with the folks in there, and they have a reservation at Abol Bridge, the RV park that has that grill that I've been talking about. And so I may be going and staying with them. The sites aren't cheap, so I can pitch in and help make it more affordable for them. I get a place to stay and a place to eat. So things may have worked out perfectly. Dew started falling around 3 o'clock. Tyvek was enough for that. Things are damp. And because I have the prospect of doing laundry tonight, I'm sacrificing my last pair of dry socks. It looks like it's going to be a good day. All right, I got out of camp right before 7. Got 11.3 miles to Abol Bridge, where I'm going to eat. And it sounds like I have a place where I can pitch my tent. Hopefully do laundry, get a shower. I'm motivated. My food bag's completely empty. I ate the last of my snacks yesterday. I am motivated. And the elevation profile doesn't look that bad. So roots and rocks ought to be about the only thing slowing me down today. Oh yeah, so rocks, roots, and mud. The only thing that can slow me down are rocks, roots, and mud. Last night, a lot of the campsite was taken up by trail crew that was out here working. And they stayed up a little bit later than most of the hikers. And nobody complained, because they're the ones that come and put stones in like this to keep our feet out of the muck. Still making pretty good time. Kinda cool. Trying not to let them hold me up too much. But we're at the little peak. And there's so many huckleberries up here that I'm just 1 or 2 handfuls more and I'll get moving. Herd Brook. It's about 11:15. I'd be making better time, but I've got cell phone service, so I've been chatting with people, making plans. And I thought this was cool. This tree fell over and it didn't care. It just kept on growing. I think stuff like that's neat. All right, I'm going to finish getting across 3.5 miles from town. I am ready for some food. Here's the Herd Brook lean-to. It's got the older style floor in it. And it's got a fire pit. And I might have gone and visited the privy. I know everybody on the internet wanted to know that. All right, on to town. 11 o'clock, just now leaving. My new friends Boo Boo and Still Bill came up and we were talking. And I can do better miles now because I've lost service, so I won't be stopping to text back and forth with family and friends. Not far now. And it looks flat on the elevation profile, but I've been fooled before. Kind of thinking about how pretty soon, if I want to drink spring water, I'm going to have to buy it. Looks like I've gotten some moisture into my camera or phone case. So I will clean that out here in a little bit, because I have 99.5 miles done of the 100-mile wilderness. And I got service back a little bit after leaving the shelter, but I don't have it now, which will complicate trying to make plans for after Katahdin, but I'm sure I'll figure something out. Well, I think I still have a little bit left, but there's the warning sign. So, time to go get something to eat, then see about getting cleaned up, and a place to sleep, and something else to eat. About 1/4 mile from a restaurant. Here's the Abol Bridge over the west branch of the Penobscot River. Out of the 100-mile wilderness. It's 12:30. This morning I was hoping to be down here by 1, and I took long breaks, stopped and texted back and forth on my phone. So I was cruising. I am motivated. Very nice. Good way to end a day. And there, still obscured in clouds, is Katahdin. Doesn't look that tough. One-lane bridge looks pretty small right now. There's the bridge. And I might not have mentioned this, but I'm hungry, so I can't wait.